Everyone, it's Beckers here. Just want to say thanks for your earlier comments on my Crossfire game. What I want to do today is just do a very basic overview of Crossfire, just talking about the rulebook, how you organise your armies, shooting, movement, rallying and close combat procedure. So basically Crossfire is an old school rulebook written in, I think it was 97 or 98. I bought these in 99. It's written by Artie Conliffe and the book was out of production for a long time, but just read some comments, you can get it again now. So basically it's a company level World War II game, but you can fight up to a battalion level. The rules are mainly focused on infantry, but there are rules for artillery, tanks. Tank warfare is very basic, a bit like bolt action, simple, and that's probably the way I like to play with armour in games. I don't want them too technical. So the actual rulebook itself, very old school in design, but it's well written, easy to read and very clear. Lots of good examples on how to play. The best thing about this rulebook is that it covers armies of all nations involved in World War II. Not just the three that usually get done, the Americans, the Germans and the Russians. So a great rule book and, as I said, easy to understand. Hit the Dirt was a scenario book for Crossfire, and it just contains additional rules such as the night fighting, etc. And basically real life scenarios and ways you can set up your table. So guys, what I want to do, I'll just go through all the basics of the game and yeah, hopefully I won't bore you too much. The basic gaming piece in Crossfire is a squad. One stand, like shown, equals a squad of 8 to 13 men, depending on the army you're playing. Using the British here, that'd be 10 men at full strength. Now squad is moved up into a platoon. So 3 stands of infantry plus a leader, a platoon leader, equal a platoon. From there, 3 platoons, 3 leaders, and a company commander equal 1 company. Now the highest level you can play in Crossfire is battalion level to have a sort of semi-decent game. So in that case you'd have 3 companies, exactly like pictured, and a stand slightly larger for a battalion commander. Another element you have is crew serve weapons. Here we've got a Vickers machine gun, slightly larger base, and that represents a machine gun unit. You can also have mortars, various calibers, snipers, engineer teams, all the sort of stuff you need playing games. So that's an overview of the figures you need. These are all 15mm by the way. Each unit type throws out a number of dice when shooting. So your basic squad has 3 dice firepower and the machine gun has 4 dice. Now mortars, snipers, anti-tank weapons, etc. have different firepowers, but I'm just going to talk about the basics today. Commanders such as platoon leaders and company commanders don't get any firepower at all. This British squad is going to shoot at the German squad in the open. So as discussed before, they get 3 dice to shoot with, and hitting on 5s and 6s always equals a hit. So throwing the dice there, I got 3 hits on the unit. I'll explain later what that means. Now, if the German unit is hiding behind a wall, they get 1 cover. So all that means is, instead of throwing your 3 dice, because we're behind the wall, take 1 away. So the British now are shooting with 2 dice. And in that throw they don't get any hits, remembering you're hitting on a 5 or a 6. The British now have got their platoon leader and another squad of infantry present. and they can see the Germans hiding behind the wall. Because there's a platoon leader now and another squad, they can form a fire group. What this means is they can fire their normal dice as a group. So the leader can see the enemy, each squad can see the enemy, and the leader can see each squad, so it can coordinate fire. Now, as before, normally you get 3 dice per stand to throw. Because the Germans are hiding behind the wall, take away 1 dice. If you do the dice throws individually, sorry about that guys, no hits from that squad, and no hits from that squad, bad throwing. So that's the fire procedure, very simple. This time, the British Vickers machine gun sees this German squad in the open. Now they get 4 dice, as discussed. The Germans aren't in cover, so you throw 4 dice, hoping to get 5 and 6s, which didn't occur, so that's a miss. The 3 fire results you're trying to achieve in Crossfire is pinned, suppressed, or killed. To get a pin on a unit, you need 1 hit. To get a suppression, you need 2 hits. And to get a kill, 3 hits. The results of a unit being pinned is they can't move, but they can fire. A unit that is suppressed cannot move and it cannot fire. To remove these statuses is a simple roll of the dice. To unpin, you need a 4+. To unsuppress, you need a 5+. If a leader is present, his leadership value modifies that dice roll down. Germans have got excellent initiative, so it gives you a bonus too. Shooting in Crossfire, there's no distances. So this machine gun can shoot at 45-degree arc from its front, and it can shoot across the whole board at anything it can see. Squads are the same, no matter how they're armed with rifles or submachine guns, can shoot across the whole board, and they can shoot 360 degrees. Close combat in Crossfire is very basic. So 2 squads come into base-to-base contact, each side rolls a dice, whoever scores the highest wins. Now those results can be modified. If you have another stand within 1 base distance of the assaulting unit, gives you a +1 to your dice roll. And if you've got a leader present within 1 stand of the close combat, it also gives you another modified roll. In this case with the Germans it was a 2. So the Germans in this case would get 1 + 2, so 3 onto the dice they roll, whilst the British are just rolling on a raw dice. Highest wins. If there's a draw, they fight again. Movement in Crossfire is very straightforward. Basically you can move in a straight line in the direction your stand's facing until you come to a terrain piece where you must stop. So this British squad can advance to the edge of the field. It can enter the field, but it can't exit. You can keep moving until the enemy counterfires. So following this squad, at the end of their movement I just made, they can change their facing immediately. They're going to keep going straight ahead. So the next movement would be to the edge of the railway line. If I haven't been shot at or stopped, they can advance again to the next railway line. And I don't want to continue straight on, so I'll turn, and that counts as a movement which can draw enemy fire. And this time they move as far as they can in that direction. So movement's very simple, and it only ends when the enemy interrupts your movement with defensive fire, which they must get a hit on. Units can move as a group. They must be, in the British case, within 1 stand of each other and have a platoon leader present. the platoon leader can order the entire group to move as one. So in this case, they're going to go straight forward in the direction they're facing. So the whole platoon moving together as one moves straight to the railway line. And that's a move. Okay guys, that was a very, very basic overview of Crossfire, how to move, shoot, rally, and how the game is organised in way of figures. The game we had the other night, if you watched my earlier video, where that British platoon is there, that's the closest I got to the Germans. My opponent had excellent fields of fire and had some good dice rolling. And it was pretty realistic because we didn't have tanks or mortars, because we used it as a learning game. If I'd had tanks, mortars, I could have dropped smoke, I could have put armour sort of in his face and maybe taken the village. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't tried this game, get it. It's in the spirit of Black Powder, To the Strongest. Simple, quick war games. Like this game we played the other night was over in an hour. So that's the sort of war gaming I like. You don't need too many figures, just need some awesome terrain. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, and see you later. Bye.